We've thrown a lot of information at you today, and one way to make this a much simpler process, put a little humor in it, and hopefully break it down into manageable segments, is to put together a survival kit. I like to call it the college application kit. And inside it, for each family, should be the following things. Start off by getting a calendar with big blocks where you can write in all kinds of different information. The first thing that you should put into the boxes would be any SAT or ACT dates in which your student will be taking the exams. Have those in there. The next thing would be to go out to each college's website, find out when their open house dates might be, and list them into your calendar so you can keep track of things. The more you organize your dates as well as any kind of deadlines, it will help keep your sanity if everyone has the calendar to look at. I would recommend that you put it in a local familiar space in the house so that everyone can access it. I know sometimes students have a room that looks like a cave, probably not the place you want to put it. You want to put it somewhere where everyone can help remind each other when the dates are coming up. The next thing that we would recommend is a book of stamps that the seniors bring into the guidance office. Each student has a senior folder that we put together, and in it we put things such as the activity form, the diploma name card that I talked about earlier, any application forms, the blue forms that log where they've applied to, the dates things have been sent to the colleges. When students bring us a book of stamps, we also place that into their folder, and as we send out transcripts and different things, we access stamps directly from their folder. At the end of the year, if there are remaining stamps, we return those to the student in their graduation envelope. But it's very handy to have them already here at school rather than waiting and trying to remind students to bring them in. Sometimes for students who do it that way, applications can sit in our office for up to a week while the students try to remember to bring in the stamps. So we highly recommend dropping off a book of stamps to the guidance office as soon as possible. As we start to mail out different things, students oftentimes will have to have envelopes to mail things out. At this point we are fine with envelopes, just bring in the stamps. We have the envelopes to mail out the transcripts, activity forms, and any other documents that must go. In addition to the stamps, we recommend that you locate some thank you cards and keep them at home for now. Thank you cards come in very handy for writing quick thank you notes to teachers who take the time to write out letters of recommendation. As Mr. Westcott said earlier, teachers spend a lot of time, and oftentimes their personal time in the evening, writing letters of recommendations for students. So it's always nice for them to receive a thank you note, letting them know you appreciate their time and letter on your behalf. The good old marble composition book, just when you thought you got rid of it in 9th grade English. Might be something that you want to dig one of these out for this year. This is a great way to log in each of your colleges, and as you visit them, do the pros and cons almost on a sheet where you're doing like a college planning. List what you liked about the school, what you didn't like, open house dates, things like that. It's nice too to compare and contrast. What did I like at one school versus the other? And it helps to just kind of keep each of your schools fresh in your mind. For some students, they like to take them with them on campus tours and write in the book right after they've been on the campus while things are fresh about what they liked, didn't like, what might they have questions about. So it's great to have a composition book or some kind of folder in which you can keep track of each of your schools and the pros and cons of each of them. As you identify the schools in which you would like to apply, it is good to go onto your computer and bookmark each of the college's websites so that you can pull that up easily. We also recommended last year, and many of you probably already have these still bookmarked, but there's something that you want to double check. You want to bookmark your SAT and ACT websites, and if you're a student athlete, please bookmark the NCAA website so that you have access to all of these tools as you go through the application process. The college websites you will be accessing frequently, so it's a good thing to get those bookmarked right away. As you are on each of the college websites, please go to their admissions page and look to see if they have any kind of unique requirements as part of the admissions process. You need to know if they want certain letters of recommendations from teachers. Some colleges will be specific and want to see a recommendation from a math teacher and an English teacher, so make sure you know the recommendations or the requirements for that. Other schools may want additional things such as a portfolio or an essay on a specific topic, so you need to make sure you're familiar with each and every school's admissions requirements because they may vary slightly. Probably the next thing to do, and I would say the sooner the better, is to have a family meeting and sit down and discuss a couple of things so that everyone's on the same page. Oftentimes it's important to talk about location of a college. How far away is comfortable for parents and students in terms of where they're going to school? Is it a 4-hour radius? Is it a 2-hour radius? Are you going to be brave and go out west? It's something that the family really needs to talk about in terms of location of schools within the family. Also, you want to be talking about majors, what kind of curriculum you're going to be studying, size of school, what's a comfortable size for you, what kind of programs they have. If you're interested in clubs or athletics, do they carry those things at your schools? Probably the toughest piece of this conversation that needs to be had is the dollars and cents. Where does the family stand in this process? How much are parents willing to donate or support to a student's education? Each family's in a different spot. You really need to talk about what a family can possibly contribute to a college education and how much debt you are willing to incur in order to go to school. Colleges and universities have a wide range of price tags, so you really want to be looking at that and having honest, frank conversations at home about which ones would be appropriate for you to be focusing in on. As you're journeying and the stress level gets going, we always say add a little humor. A box or a jar of Tums will get everyone through a lot easier. And then a little pain relief such as Advil will go a long way as college application deadlines come up. Oftentimes it's time for some Advil. And the last thing that we recommend is looking at Ancestry.com, because one thing you may want to be doing is checking out and seeing if you might have a rich uncle somewhere in your family tree that you can be calling to help financially support this process. We hope that our program has helped to navigate some of the application process today. And if you have questions, please feel free to contact us. Thank you.